Two quotes to start this video. First one, he who eats too much forgets to eat wisely. Second one, it's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it. And these two amazing quotes resonate with today's topic of the video. You know too much, or intelligent obesity, whatever you like. Okay, I think everyone by now knows that we are overdoing it with social media. We're addicted to it, blah blah blah, etc, etc. But we're not only overdoing it with social media. Like, for example, 1,000 years ago, we needed sweet things to, stay alive for energy and nutrition, because a lot of sweet fruits and berries are high in nutrition and we needed that. And then humankind learned how to make sugar over sugar canes, or I don't know, it's not a history lesson. We learned how to make sugar, and now we can buy sugar in the store. We can buy sugar, we can buy chocolate, we can buy candy bars, we can buy lollipops, we can buy a lot of things that have sugar in it. And right now we're addicted to sugar, but not because it's high in power and gives us, energy or nutrition. There have been zero experiences in my life when I ate Twix or Snickers or any candy bar or chocolate and I was like, oh man, now I have so much energy. No, actually it's the opposite. The thought that followed me after eating that candy bar is like, oh, I need more. I need more. Doesn't mean that I need more energy, just it's addiction. I was one of those people who, when they bought a junk food, sweets or like chips, I would always eat the full box, the full, package, because I was like, leaving it for what? Leaving it for later? Why should I leave it for later? I can eat it right now, And we have the same, thing with social media and information online. We're just like, 30 minutes? Limit myself 30 minutes on the internet? No, why would I do that? I could sit there all day. I don't want to. Leave it later for what? I don't want to leave it later for anything, And you may ask me, what is so bad in sitting online and reading information and doing that, and that? What is bad? I can tell you. I can answer your question that you didn't answer me. You didn't ask me. I can answer the question you didn't ask me. So bad is that 95 or even 99% of that information is junk. You can read about that couple in Hollywood. You can see those photos of celebrities. You can read that news of that country that don't really hold any value to you and probably won't benefit you in your life. And just 98% of all that information is just junk. You're not gonna be, 80 and be like, oh, so good that I read those rumors of that, Hollywood couple, or so good that I spent that amount of time on TikTok. Okay, I have a question. Can you remember at least 10 or 5 last videos you saw on TikTok? Let's take a minute together to think. Not on TikTok only, on Instagram Reels or YouTube Reels. Do they call Reels? Shorts, YouTube Shorts, TikToks. Just, can you name the 5 or 10 last content thingy you consumed on the internet? Let's take this time to think. I'll be thinking of TikToks I consumed. Okay, I remember the last one. Yeah, that's all. I remember the last one. And just because I was filming TikToks and when I was just down to drafts, it kept opening up that TikTok and it is in my head right now. I cannot remember 5 or 10. God forbid, if someone would your life, or you remember 10 TikToks, your 10 last TikToks, I'm like, take my life, because that's just impossible, And that is actually pretty sad that we spend so much time on the thing that doesn't give us any value except for entertaining. And the thing is, our mind is such a curious and interesting thing, because we eat sugar, we eat a lot of sugar, we're addicted to sugar because we have this reward system that we eat something and it rewards us and we want to eat it again and again and again. And the same thing is with information that we consume. And the funny thing is that it doesn't matter if that information is true, positive, negative, false, doesn't matter. We're gonna get the same reward. And it's easier for people to put out information that is not true, that is a clickbait, that is gossip, that is, something outrageous. Because the easiest emotion to evoke in a human being is outrage. And a lot of newspapers and a lot of magazines and a lot of media people used this strategic in order to get more people to their news, get more people to buy their magazine, get more people to buy their newspaper, to subscribe to their, newsletter or something like that, because they need it. It's their money. Yeah. And when we see those, titles of outrageous things going on, we're like, oh my god, this is so, I need to read this. I need to read this. And because they know what kind of news to put, what kind of clickbait, what kind of title to put, we're just like, oh my god, that cannot be happening. I should tell my friend about it. I should tell my mother about it. I should write in a group chat about it. And so more and more people find out about that thing, about that news, and that is actually what they wanted in the first place. But that news is not necessarily, I'm gonna take away the necessary part. That news is not gonna benefit you. That news is not something important. That news is not something that should, it's not something that's gonna help you in your life. So we are basically wasting so much time. And I don't wanna blame you and me, because there are so many people behind that, behind social media, behind advertisement, behind news and magazines that know human psychology, and they know that we need that reward, that informational reward, and we get that reward regardless if it's good information or if it's a trash information that we never use and we don't need, but we need that reward. And the most common types of informational junk food is gossip, clickbait, trivia, babble, journalism. All of these things exist around us. And the thing is, I do not remember the last 5-10 TikToks I watched. I for sure do not remember what TikToks I watched 2 years ago, but I do remember what was going on in my life 2 years ago. I remember what books I have been reading 2 years ago. I remember what people I was hanging out 2 years ago, because these are the things that are important. And when I was numbing my emotions or just wasting my time and was on TikTok 2 years ago, I do not remember that. I do not remember what trends there were on TikTok 2 years ago. I do not remember any of these things because they are not significant to me. But I still spend my time there. It's if I weren't a fan of football and I just every day spent 3 hours watching how people play football. But if I'm being honest, any information that we cannot use is a junk. Photos of vacation by some celebrity with caption Maldives is a junk. And I'm not trying to shade anyone, and I'm not trying to make anyone stop posting things from their vacation and so on, because when we post something on social media, when it's our personal account, we do not actually give much thought into what we're posting. We don't post, photographs and think, oh, it's gonna be valuable to people, because it's not supposed to. Instagram is not, for someone to benefit from your page. If your page is dedicated to helping people, like a podcast or self-care, self-help or whatever, then yeah, a lot of thought goes into it. For example, when I post something on Instagram, story for example, not much thought goes into it. When I post something on this channel, a lot of thought goes into it, because first of all, I have an idea, then I research the idea, then I write the script, then I film a video, then I edit a video, then I upload a video. On Instagram story or post, I just post photos. Not a lot of things not a lot of thinking goes into my post. Maybe I think kinda a lot about the music choice, but other than that, no. And it's not supposed to, because Instagram page is for me only, because Instagram page is like your own diaries. It's for you. your social media is only for you. I love doing what I do, but mostly I'm trying to help other people through this channel. I have another YouTube channel where I don't help anyone, I just entertain myself. And that is how it's supposed to be. I have two people in my, mind, or like, I don't know. I have two people. One is very funny and one tries to be serious and very curious about a lot of things. Here I am, very serious and very curious, but I also can be funny here. And if you have social media, I'm not saying that stop posting photos from your vacation and so on. I'm saying that a lot of people, when they post on social media, almost everyone, if it's their personal page, they don't do a lot of thinking. They just post things like, oh, such a nice burger, yummy, or great vacation, great Saturday, great, or like Sunday outfit. I post that. I was just like, Sunday outfit, church, like that information doesn't help anyone, It's just a junk. But for me, it's not a junk. For me, it's the most precious thing it is. For me, it's my life. It's the photo of me from the moment of my life. Those photos from vacations are photos of me from my life. Those things matter to me. They are not and should not matter to someone else. If they're my friends, sure. If they are random people, like, why would that matter to you? You post things for you, but we follow so many people and we consume so much of photos from vacation, of like perfect summer, perfect skincare, perfect that, and like we consume so much unnecessary stuff from people we don't know that maybe it's time to like unfollow someone. Maybe it's time. There are a lot of things that could work for you to, get rid of this intelligent obesity. For me, what helps me is delete all the accounts, well, not accounts, all the apps from my phone. I would be a liar if I said I don't use them when they're not on my phone, because I do use them. I use them a lot through web, through my MacBook, or like I log in through Safari or stuff like that. I do that, yeah, let's be honest here. And I'm still working on things that could help me even more. You could unfollow some people, you can delete the apps, you can use 10-10-10 rule. It's how will I feel about this piece of content in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years? Because you sure as hell won't be sitting or like laying on your deathbed when you're, I don't know, 90, 80, 100 and be like, oh man, I wish I would, read more tweets or like watch more TikTok or, no, you're not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. Like, for sure, I know myself, I know I'm not gonna do it. What I'm gonna be doing when I'm on my deathbed, I'm be like, why didn't I read more books? Because I have so many books saved on Pinterest and so many books on Goodreads that it's like 500. And I know that Rory read 1,000 books before she was 17, but I'm no Rory Gilmore, And I have this fear of not finishing every book that I have on my Goodreads, and like sometimes I go on the Goodreads and like I scroll and think, here might be a book that I'll die first and won't read it. Like, I will never read this book. Like, I could like scroll here, like I could scroll here and be like, here could be one book that I won't read, that I'll die not reading. And I'm like, don't think about that, sweetie, don't think about that, because that sends me into shock. I'm like, no way. But I never go on TikTok and think, oh my god, there are so many videos on TikTok. What if I'll never watch every one of them? That'd be a good thing. If I won't watch every one of them, I'll be a happy person. I don't want any of you to watch every single video on TikTok, because that is such a waste of your time. Truly. Sometimes I wish I would live in 80s, no internet, just like in France, we would hang out in a coffee shop. Like, now junk information is like sugar. It's cheap, easy to make, and good for stealing attention. Another drama in Hollywood? Sign me up. Another political debate? Where can I buy the subscription? I want that. And when we see this topic of news or like magazines or just internet posts, internet articles, we think like, yeah, we need to know this. We need to know this. We truly need to know this. Not because we need to know this, because again, we work in a mind. It doesn't matter if you read a book or you're gonna read the trashy article, the reward is gonna be working still. It's gonna be there, unfortunately. And the reason why we're always scrolling, not only TikTok, but news and other stuff, is because we have all that information within reach, within click of a button. Like you open up your phone and you can have, wow, how many books I have here. Wow, how many news I could have, how many apps I have, how many everything I have. And the sad thing is that that information that you consume, 98% of that information won't benefit your life, won't help you to become the best version of you, won't, I don't know, you will never get back those hours and hours of sitting on your phone. And me saying that right now, I don't know, it makes me kind of sad, makes me kind of mad at myself, and makes me kind of, oh, I don't care, I'm still gonna sit on TikTok, you know? There are 3 groups of people watching this video. First one is like, I don't care what you're saying, I'm still gonna do this. Second one is like, oh. And third one is like, sure, yeah, gotcha. I am an average of those 3 people. So scrolling on social media for news through internet doesn't really help us to become a better version of ourselves or help us to know information better or have more, I don't know, capacity for information and stuff like that. It actually makes it worse, because there was a research that said that people who are scrolling on the internet, they tend to have normative dissociation. It's a thing where you forget what you just read. Like you can read something, you're like, what was I reading, you know? It could be like one sentence and you reread the sentence again and again and again because you forget what you just read, because there's so much information flowing. So find your solution, how to stop being intellectually obese, and find that balance with social media and internet in that all information. Because yes, we're familiar with setting boundaries with people, but we also have to set boundaries with internet and information and social media and all these stuff. So find your how. I gave you some examples of what you can use, but you know, you should really observe it on your own life. What is best suited for your own life. Okay, that's all I have for you for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I love you, and I'll see you in next week or in a few seconds if you want to watch any of my videos again. Bye bye!